And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio in our Extreme Production series. Alright, well, we need to automate a few things. Some pretty expensive recipes, and it's going to drain a substantial amount of resources, especially red circuits. Red circuits are going to be used a lot. So let's get started here. First, we need to automate these electric furnaces, electric chemical, and electric metal mixing furnace. Need to automate these two because we're going to be using these quite a bit in Bob's mods. The metal mixing allows you to make things like brass, so copper and zinc, bronze, copper and tin, electrum, gunmetal. These are our metal mixing recipes in VAR as well. Invar is a big one. As you can see, nickel plate actually produces oxygen, and that is in an electrolyzer, which is right here. So, without further ado, let's get some of these automated. So, we're going to be having steel there, and there's going to be a little steel there, and we're going to need a little bit down here, and maybe some down here, and down here. So first is steel pipe, and then we have the chemical furnaces, which uses the steel pipe. Then we have the metal mixing furnace, and then let's automate. See, we have bricks coming down already, and that uses a stone pipe, and here we're going to make stone pipe. And then one last one right on the end is going to be our RoboPort. So that's a lot of material going to come down here, and we don't have any belts. So let's grab some belts. Now, probably going to need some fast belts, and I don't know how many splitters we're going to need. I don't think we need more than just a few splitters. So the first one coming down, that's going to be steel, because pretty much everything down here, except for the electrolyzer. Let's axe the electrolyzer. Let's put that somewhere else, and that will allow us a little bit more freedom in here, because these are going to be stone bricks. Because the electrolyzer uses a lot of other things. Let's see what the electrolyzer 2, I think that's in here, yep. So that uses stone pipe, glass, yeah, see we don't have any glass yet. So really not a process. And then gold uses chlorine in its recipe. I'm trying to get all of the Bob's ores researched and get these done. Lead, I don't think lead is used in a whole lot of things, so I'm a little leery on that. Okay, so we also need bricks to come down here. Do we need bricks? We don't need bricks down this way, but we do need them here. Quite a lot of brick, actually. 10 brick, and then another 10 brick. Did I upgrade bricks? I did. Yay! Okay. Now, these also need red circuits, and these need red circuits. And 5 here, 5 here. So these are going to be red circuits. And then down here, we need 45 red circuits. So we're going to bring red circuits down, and that's going to be red circuits there. And then we also need gears. Okay, so we could steal from gears over here and bring them over. I think, you know, why not? They're here, aren't they? So they're gears, and then we need red circuits. So let's get those. I think those are next in line here. So let's go up and grab some red circuits. And this again is going to use a ton of circuits, an absolute ton. Let's make this. Oh, I think that's. There we go. That's proper. Okay, so this is red circuits. Drain those all out. The next is brick. Let's see if we can sneak brick in here. Right beside it. Look at that, we can sneak it in. Steel is going to be another matter entirely. That is going to be tricky to get that down here. Let's just line these up right along there. Okay, so there's brick coming in. And lastly is steel. And steel is going to be a little tricky because of how it's placed. We need to try. I'm going to do some weird wonky thing with this. We're going to come in right here, I think. And then I'm going to offset it back to where it wants to be, and then there we go. We have brick coming in, and we don't need brick. No, that's steel, not brick. So yeah, confusing. Okay, so that's where steel goes, kind of a roundabout way of getting it in here, but it's all good. So each one of these, this needs steel, but this needs all three. And this needs all three. This needs stone. I don't need a stone pipe. Okay, so this needs all three of these. So let's then set this set up there. And then, so the middle is going to be the brick. And then this one is going to be way far away. And we're going to just set these up like that. And now I want to think about this because I might want to do a stack inserter on these far away ones, just because I want, when I reach that far, it's going to slow it down considerably, and I want to be able to work it. Okay, so we're going to put these in here. Let's put a limit on these. I want a limit of like, let's do 2 stacks for each of these furnaces, and then I want to do 1 stack. I think they stack to 10, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so this needs 5 steel pipe. So this is a obscene amount of steel. Pretty much going to drain our whole steel supply just with this setup. Okay, let's get some power going here. Try to stay off the bus. And just connect these up. As you can see, we're really reaching a long ways for those ones on the very bottom, on the very far left. And these will start to produce. Finally, we get our first roboport. I want to get some roboports going just so we can start connecting the system up, because I need to make sure that the barrels of material are moving, because look at that, we used all 400 barrels of sulfuric acid already, so we really need a lot of barrels, and that's a gross amount of sulfuric acid. So let's get, I'm going to get a few passives and a few requesters. We could bring down, now that we have a bunch of steel, I could bring down and make a little system to automate those. We would need green circuits to do that. I could bring them over from here and spaghettify the system, but I think I'm going to bring a new line down. Let's bring her down right over here, because I'd like to automate I like to keep these automated here. All right. Okay, so pretty much I could, if I brought copper down, I could also get that automated. Because now that we have all the circuits down here. Okay, so let's try. I do want to automate the electrolyzers, which is stone brick, stone pipe, and iron. See, that's a totally different set of materials. So down here, let's see. I need. So this is going to be. That's essentially going to be the chest. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. So this will be the steel chest. This will be like passive provider, requester, and then active provider. I need to automate the active providers just because that nuclear recipe or the blueprint, I should say, uses the active providers, and we don't need many. I think it has 4 of them on it, so don't need many of those. Okay, so now we need some way, because each one of these requires one, just a few of. Okay, so we're going to bring this up. This will come over. This is going to come over and down. This will come over and down. I'm going to go underneath here. I'm going to go underneath here. And then I should be able to grab from each one of those. A little gnarly, but it works. So one here, one out here. Should put one in here too, just for consistency. Okay, as you can see, we need some roboports up in here. Now let's figure out what the best way of running these roboports. The trickiest area, the least wide open that I've got, sort of in here. I'm gonna want to steel and copper. I need to automate the power poles too. I need to get rid of this line of crappy poles, so we're gonna shut down the factory really quick. We're gonna rerun some bigger poles around here. Just to close this off, just, to help distribute power a little bit more efficiently around the system. Trying not to grab any belts too. Not easy. Okay, so now that we have those done, I need copper. I need a little copper and some steel. Yeah, I'm down. I had copper, but I didn't have steel. So let's build some more of these. There are versions that, can stretch longer. Most definitely. But for what we need, I think this will work. I just want to make sure we have a good trunk line of power going right down the center of the bus. Not the center, but just to make sure we have everything covered right to the end of the bus. And then I can get rid of this vertical one over here, and I disabled this down here as well. So let's take out these. And then we're going to also take out these in here. And yes, I know we really shut down a whole lot of our production doing this. Get that all done. I should be able to connect that pretty simply. So now we should have power. Let's double check all of this, make sure this still has power. So it looks like, yeah, our system for lubricant really paid off, because it filled both of these up, and you know, it stopped in time. Okay, so over here, let's then look at our RoboPorts again. Now that we have power, if we, this is really tricky in here because we have a bunch of engines kind of getting in the way. It'd be nice to put it like right in the middle of the bus, but man, that would be a logistical nightmare. So I'll put one there. How far down can we go? Right there is the next stop. So let's get some of these laid out really quick before they disappear. I like the coverage. Okay, so that minimal right there should be a nice square. Should have laid these out way ahead of time, because yeah, now this one is right in the way, so we have to dial it back to here. And now our nice pattern is toast. So if I put another one over here, we will miss out on all of these. So we want to put one over here, because we have all of these chests over here, and all of those are going to be providers eventually. Now granted, we're not going to use a whole lot of those. Just want to make sure everybody's got some power. Okay, so yeah, now we're mixed up with the electric engines. So we are in need of rerouting that. So I can take that away. And we should be able to fit it in there now. Right, like that. And then take the electric engines I've got, toss them in there. Make sure it's powered. Why not? Get some of this stuff powered up. Okay, so I think we've got power throughout. And that really hit our power. These things have to charge up. That was a lot of those all in one little go. Okay, so next is making sure from those areas, we need to make sure these chests are covered. Otherwise there's no point. And I think our chests for lubricant up here in electric engines is well covered. Yeah, we've got good coverage. Good coverage in the main base. So now we've got some coverage for our sulfuric acid down here. And now we just want to make sure everything else gets some good coverage. That should stop the blinking. Now we need to stretch the logistics system down to the oil to cover the lubricant and the sulfuric acid barrels. So we need this to come down here. Oh, that's perfect. I love when that works. There's nothing in the way, and get a nice straight line of these coming down. Okay, so here, here, and this, you know, works towards bringing power, another power system down this way, so we don't have to rely on the close proximity of all these. And there's our lubricant barrels. So let's try to stretch this over. Now we're getting in the way over here. So I need to bring, let's make sure we're on the same height here, and then another one here, and that should cover what we need it to cover. Okay, so the requester, I'm going to limit this to one row. I'm going to requester chest and a provider chest. The requester chest is going to request empty barrels, and it's going to request like 50 of them. We got a lot of barrels in the system. I want to make sure to put a limit on the output though, because otherwise you'll get one or the other having more in them than the other one. So I want to make sure we got those covered. And then over here, of course, sulfuric acid is way down here. So we need to stretch this across. And I got one left. And we get that coverage perfectly with that one. Perfect. Oh, loving it. Loving it works. I need to make some more of those. Luckily, they're easy to make. Okay, so now we have coverage down here, and we need to do another requester chest, another supplier chest. And I'm going to put a limit on all of these. And the requester, again, is going to be empty barrels, 50 of them. All right, coming up to the top, I'm going to drop off the sulfuric acid barrels I got. Okay, right in here. And we are going to do another supply chest, a requester chest, and this time we're going to request, wherever they may be, there we go, sulfuric acid barrel, and we're going to request 50 of those. And then let's find the lubricant. We're going to have a couple places of lubricant barrels, so I want to make sure these are covered as well. So we have supplier chest for the empties and a requester chest for lubricant barrels. We want 50 of these. Let's try to get like one more level of robot speed while we make the first logistics robots. So if we go look into Bob's logistics, there is a way to automate the bot, putting the bots in. So I want to grab one logistics roboport. I'm going to put it right up here, right next to this thing. These output chests. And I'm going to feed this thing depending on the circuit network. So if you look at this, read robot statistics. So the available logistics bots, the total logistics bots, the available construction bots, the total construction bots. I want to focus on X and Z. So these are logistics bots. So enabled is X, available, and that is in signals. X equals 0, which means there are 0 logistics robots available, not in the system, just available. And the other one is Z for the construction bots over here. So I want Z equals 0. We will worry about converting said robots later on, but right now this is how we're going to run it. So let's get all of this stuff powered up. The first thing that we're going to make are logistics bots, because these need green circuits. So there is logistics bots going crazy, and they're getting put in automatically, and I want to limit these wooden chests. So now they're going to go a little bit faster. Let's push out one more, just so they get a little bit more work done than normal. So these need green circuits, and we have green circuits coming up here. I'm thinking we're just going to pull this back one, and then put that there. And now I can route these around how I want. So it's going to put one in there. So you have one robot, construction robot, and that's it. So you can set that to whatever you want. You can set it to less than 50, say. So if it'll always have 50 bots available. If you look at these bots, we're getting a lot of logistics. 150 bots we've got going in right now. That was a lot of logistics bots, but that's also a lot. You can see the barrel action going on over here. These guys are coming. These guys are coming straight down, which means if they can't make it past this area, they're going to start going really, really, really slowly. So we've got 100. We got one row of sulfuric acid barrels ready to go, and now it is delivering the empties. Now we're building up logistics bots again, so good times. So yeah, I use bots. Bots are helpful for, you know, moving barrels and stuff around. I'm gonna try not to use them for, you know, a whole lot later on. Some miscellaneous things I like to use them for. Stuff you don't use a ton of, but overall we're gonna take it easy on the bots. It'd be nice to start auto-crafting Mark II drills. We don't have anything over here. We have, I mean, circuits. I might be able to wiggle over here, but steel, there's nowhere around. I'd have to bring up another line of steel to automate these. So yeah, why not? Why not? Let's automate electric mining drill Mark IIs, because once we start mining the Bob's ores, it's gonna get a little crazy. So I want to put a chest out here. I want just one stack. It looks like they stacked a 50, so I don't need a whole lot. And then we're gonna have circuits come over this way, and then I need another one of these here for steel gears. So I'm gonna have steel come in right here. Oh, make sure that's going the right way. And then circuits, pretty straightforward. Just making sure. Oh yeah, look at that. We need to upgrade that, most definitely. And then probably the belts as well. So we need to get circuits right in here. A little bit of spaghetti action. Nothing. Nobody says no to spaghetti. All right. So these don't need to be made extremely fast. So that is a wrap on those. Let's get all that working. Oh, I need one more there. There we go. Now we're auto crafting Mark II drills, so I can just swing by and pick them up if I need them. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.